sun hung low in the sky, painting the small town in hues of gold and orange. The market street buzzed with life, filled with vendors calling out their wares and children running around, laughing. Among them was 10-year-old Arjun, his small fingers gripping his father's rough hand tightly as they walked through the bustling street. His eyes sparkled when he stopped in front of a shop window, displaying a pair of polished black shoes. They gleamed under the light, sitting proudly on a wooden stand. His heart raced as he imagined wearing them to school, walking confidently among his classmates, who always teased him for coming barefoot or wearing his worn-out slippers. "Papa, will I ever get shoes like these?" Arjun asked, his voice filled with innocent hope. His father, Ravi, a frail but strong-willed man with sun-kissed skin and calloused hands, looked down at his son. He saw the longing in his eyes, and it pierced his heart like a dagger. He smiled, ruffling Arjun's hair. "One day, beta. One day," he whispered, his voice filled with both love and silent pain. As they walked home, Arjun's gaze kept returning to the shoes, his tiny heart wishing for a miracle. But what he failed to notice were his father's feet, encased in tattered shoes barely holding together, patched with old fabric, the soles almost gone. With every step, Ravi bore the burden of his son's future, never once thinking about his own discomfort. Ravi was a daily wage laborer, working tirelessly from sunrise to sunset, lifting heavy sacks at the grain market. Each evening, he returned home drenched in sweat, his muscles aching, his feet burning from the heat of the ground that seeped through his worn shoes. Despite his hardships, he always wore a smile when he entered their small one-room home, where his wife Mira and Arjun waited eagerly. He carried the weight of their survival on his shoulders, never letting his struggles show. One night, as Arjun pretended to be asleep, he heard hushed whispers between his parents. "Mira, Arjun wants a pair of school shoes," Ravi murmured. Mira sighed, concern knitting her brows. "We barely have enough for food, Ravi. How will we manage shoes?" Ravi remained silent, staring at his worn-out feet. He knew they needed money for rent, food, and Arjun's education, but a father's heart never weighs logic over love. The next day, Ravi worked harder than ever, taking extra shifts, skipping meals to save a few rupees. His feet blistered inside his torn shoes, but he endured it without complaint. His son's dreams were worth far more than his pain. A month later, on a chilly morning, Arjun woke up to find a shoebox on his bed. Rubbing his sleepy eyes, he sat up, confusion turning into excitement as he opened the box. Inside lay the same polished black shoes from the shop window. He gasped, running his fingers over them in disbelief. "Papa, these are the same shoes. How did you—" His voice trailed off as tears welled in his eyes. Ravi smiled, avoiding his son's gaze. "I told you, beta. One day you will have them. Now go try them on." Arjun eagerly slipped his feet into the shoes, beaming with joy. He jumped around, admiring how they fit perfectly. But as he looked up, he noticed something. His father was barefoot. "Papa, where are your shoes?" Ravi waved a hand dismissively. "They were old anyway, beta. I don't need them." But Arjun knew the truth. His father had sold his only pair to buy him new ones. A lump formed in his throat as he stared at his father's blistered, cracked feet. Tears trickled down his cheeks. He fell to his knees, holding Ravi's feet in his small hands. "Papa, you need shoes too. Please, take mine." Ravi knelt beside him, lifting his son's face gently. "A father's happiness is in his child's smile. My feet will heal, but your dreams must never stop." Years passed. Arjun grew up, his father's sacrifice forever etched in his heart. He worked hard, excelled in school, and eventually became a successful businessman. But he never forgot the lesson his father had taught him, the power of silent sacrifices. One evening, as he was cleaning his old belongings, he stumbled upon a dusty cloth bundle. Unwrapping it, he found a pair of tattered shoes, his father's old ones. The same ones Ravi had worn for years before giving them up for him. Tears streamed down Arjun's face as he held them close. Memories of his childhood, his father's struggles, and his unwavering love flooded his mind. That night, Arjun placed the shoes in a glass case in his office, not as a symbol of poverty, but as a reminder of the silent sacrifices that built his success. You walked in pain so I could run in comfort, Papa, he whispered, placing a gentle kiss on the glass.